All right, I want to share a water skip line on Lakeside Hole 9 with you. And want to first give a shout out to Chris Valado. He's the one that turned me on to this. And I think it's most useful in adverse winds, that is, a three wind out of the left or the right, one that's going to either try to cut your drive short, your second one, rather, uh, or try to push you off the island. So the traditional route is to lay up to this first island, then take like the glide roll drive and shoot over to the green. And that's still a very viable approach, but it does get a little challenging in some winds. And this is where I think the water skip disc could come in handy. And it's basically you're playing over to this far left island. And the advantage is that it gives you a shorter second shot, the upshot, and you can disc down and reduce your risk of going off the island. The disadvantage is that you need to wait for this boat to get out of your way. But you've got plenty of time on this hole, so that's usually not a problem. But I'm going to use the Glide Water Skip Gould. I'm going to wait for this boat to get out of the way, put the middle chevron somewhere about right here. Actually, no, with this wind, I need to move over a little bit or I'll not make it with this headwind to about right here. You have to go more direct with this wind. Let's see if that gets there, because you can try to bite off too much water and find yourself in trouble. Yeah, what was I just saying? Let's go a little more direct. Uh, try to bite off a little too much here. That's better. And so from the first island over here, the traditional layup right there, over to the green is about 480 feet. So with that wind, I'm not a whole lot shorter, but I am shorter by 50 feet. And now I have a tailwind, so I could use something like the Accurate Glide Sapphire uh, to approach the green, and got a little more friendlier approach there. Now you can still run off the island. You can get caught up in those trees, but with proper disc selection, it's an option. So let me see if I can get the other wind. This is the other really adverse wind with the traditional route, because like I was saying, your second shot is going to be kind of touchy because you can very easily get pushed off the island into OB. So here I'm going to use actually the windbreak water skip drive. And yes, I'm bagging 2 water skip discs now. I don't know if that's going to stay long term, but for right now. And with this 3 tailwind, I can try to bite off a little more water, I think. Let's go over to about right here. And that's going to push that disc hopefully onto the island and not into the trees. All right, and then I got 381 now. So again, I could probably use the Sapphire. See if that'll get there. It should. Got a little bit of a tailwind component here, so this could come up a little bit short, but we're going to try it. Nope, it makes it. And so you can see that's a little less stress free approach on the upshot than what I would normally have in that wind with the traditional, oh, there it is again, route. So let's do it one more time just to show it's not a fluke, as my YouTuber Locksmith would say. And here again, you can see we got to wait for this boat because it does have collision. So you're going to have to wait for that. But even in MP, you've got time to do that. So you don't need to sweat it. And, ooh, that might be a bit much. Might be trying to bite off too much again. Let's see. No, okay. Looks like it's going to easily get there with that 3 tailwind. All right, and 371. We'll go with the sapphire again. And that's going to make it and sit down nicely on the green. So there you go. That's an option, I would say, anyway. In MP, what I've been doing with favorable winds is I still take the traditional approach, but in adverse winds, I've been using the water skip more. And it's not without risk. If you're not careful, there's some trees on the other side of this island you can get caught up in that'll block your look. Of course, if you use too much of a disc, you can get caught up in these trees on backside of the green, or you can even fly off the backside of the island. But you know, with some practice, you can, I think, uh, approach this hole a little bit more confidently now when you have adverse winds. So, all right, hope you enjoyed that. Hope you learned something, and we'll see you around the valley.